Hello, friends. Jeff here with House of Heresy, and back once again. This time I want to do a little bit of a recap of some of the stuff that I saw at Magic 30 down in Las Vegas. It's been a week since the event wrapped up. Exactly 7 days ago, I was driving home, so figured this would be a good time to do this, especially since I had to work for the last 6 days. So here we are. So I gave you a quick walk through in one of my videos while I was there on Sunday, the third day of the event. So I just kind of want to go through some of the different things that I got to basically to acquire, to experience, all that good stuff. So to start with, I did get the Ruby VIP package to go to this event. I actually had the Black Lotus in my cart, but it had already sold out by the time I was able to, or by the time I hit the purchase button. So I went back and got the Ruby because I wanted to play Commander. That was the whole point of it. So with the Ruby package, you got a bunch of stuff that I'll talk about in a minute. You also got unlimited access to the Command Zone, not to be confused with the channel on YouTube, but actually like a physical place for Commander players to play, which actually was really cool. I got to play with a bunch of different people. I averaged anywhere from probably 4 to 6 games a day at a minimum there. It was the command zone was open basically the entire time from the moment that the doors opened and we were allowed in until midnight of each night, except well for Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday at 7 when the event closed for at the very end there. Um, so that was really cool. Unfortunately, the showroom floor would close every day at 7. It was either 7 or 7:30. I can't remember which. One of those two. Um, so we were still able to play, but there was no way to get back into the event hall once they closed that section of it for some reason. So basically, the people that were still there could continue to play until midnight, but those numbers rapidly dwindled as people left, went to get food and stuff like that. So I think my longest day spent there, I think I was there on Saturday until about 9:30ish when my final game wrapped up, that part was kind of unfortunate. And I wish that they had allowed us to kind of come and go in that area there. There was a manned security point that we could exit from with the same security protocols as the entrance, but they wouldn't let people back in that way. So that part was kind of unfortunate. I wish that they had allowed us to do that, but otherwise, the command zone itself was really well set up. The staff there was awesome. They had uh, they had placards that you could get. They had 3 different levels. They had casual, everyone, and competitive, so that you could put that out, showing that you're looking for players at whatever level you're trying to do. Generally, I did use it several times. I just grabbed one and went and sat down, so I didn't have to like wander around too much trying to find a game. I just could sit there and people would come to me, which was kind of nice. And I always picked everything just because I had decks that could go all the way up to from a very basic untouched precon all the way up to just shy of CEDH. My Gruta deck is not a CEDH deck, but it's about as close as you can get. It just doesn't have the consistency to actually do that. So that part was a lot of fun. The commander aspect of it was great. I got to meet a lot of cool people, play a bunch of games. I didn't play with any of the big names, but I saw quite a few of them. Saw Kyle Hill there, Kibler, Ashlyn, Rose, Cassius. I saw him walking around the command zone on the last day. Um, so that part was pretty cool. They were just out there playing games. It was pretty neat. But yeah, so the package itself, obviously you get the badge that lets you in all 3 days, gets you 10% off all the official merchandise, which was pretty nice. Um, and then all this other stuff. So for the cards, first up we had the 2 special arcane signets. One of them I already put in my Gruta deck. I'm sure some of you have seen the pictures about how they got theirs. That's probably the biggest complaint that I had of the entire event. Actually, was that whoever packaged all the swag, just threw the stuff in there. It was nice that it came in a bag. I think the Black Lotus got it in a backpack, but the rest of us got it in like a tote, a little reusable, recyclable tote bag type thing. And they just threw the cards in there loosely. So some of them were like horribly disfigured and stuff. And I found out afterwards or later on that that if you took those up to the information desk, that they would just replace them, which was cool. But it shouldn't have even gotten to that point. So the one that I put in the deck was slightly bent a little bit. This one, like I said, threw into Gruta. Oh, not this one. It was this one. Threw into Gruta. So obviously I double sleeved it. So really that kind of fixed the issue. It wasn't too bad. Otherwise the quality on this one was really nice. Just a slight, very slight bending. This one was perfectly straight. However, you can kind of tell that up top here, there were some nicks on it. And I probably should have just taken this one to get it replaced, but I didn't really know about it at the time. And then they gave them to us in the Karn sleeves there. But, and I didn't bring them with me every day. So it's it is what it is. I mean, they're awesome cards. I don't plan on selling them, but I like to keep my cards in good condition. So I know that I was hearing that they were already trying to sell them, or the vendors were trying to buy them for like just around, maybe just under $20. So I'm sure that they'll go for a bit because they look really cool. Then of course you got the Sol Rings, which I think they were given out at the different Command Fests also. I haven't even opened mine up. Come in a little package here, so I got those two. I got lots of Sol Rings. Probably keep these in their pristine condition. These were in good shape, probably also because they had an extra card in there. And then you got the Infinity Richard Garfield PhD 30-year anniversary version. I really don't play unsets, so this is kind of a whatever thing for me, but still cool. I mean, it's nice. Not going to complain about getting cool stuff. So those are the cards that we got. We also got a set of sleeves that mirrored the theme of the exclusive Secret Lair there. So then it's got the 30th anniversary edition. So that was cool. And those actually came in the deck box, which has all the stained glass lands on it. And I wish that they had put the cards in here. Like, it would have been super easy to not seal this thing up and just put all the cards in there with the sleeves. So that part was a little bit annoying, and like I said, my biggest complaint of the event. And then we also got this pin. I know pins were a big thing. People were trading pins around. They had a bunch of exclusive pins. Some of them were in like a booster pack style, and then some of the vendors had them that if you bought or sold a certain amount with them, that you would get one. So I'm not a big pin person, but it came with the set, and it's probably a one-time pin. I'm assuming they'll never do it again. So, or that one in particular. Obviously, you got the ruby pass there, and then you also got a lanyard, which was actually quite nice. I brought one, but this one was actually very good quality, nice and thick, and was not uncomfortable. Didn't dig into your neck or anything like that. Usually forgot that I even had that on me. And then we also got some packs. So we got 3 Commander Legends booster packs and then 2 Modern Horizons draft booster packs. So I thought that was pretty cool. At this point, I don't plan on opening these. I have a very large collection of loose booster packs. I mean, maybe not relative to other people, but whenever I get loose boosters, I usually just throw them in there. I like to prefer to open boxes if I can. I know I have a couple videos that I have done the singular packs, but generally speaking, I usually secure those. We all got wristbands for our level of compliance with their protocols there. So if you had green, you were pretty much good to go, but you had to wear these all day, or the whole event there, which was, again, not a big deal. It's actually a good quality wristband. And then for Commander, we got this exclusive playmat, which I thought was pretty cool. It's Ultra Pro, good quality. Not gonna complain about that at all. It's a really neat playmat. It's also got the Magic 30 logo on the bottom corner there. Like I said, it is Ultra Pro official product, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, so that was really neat. So day one, I immediately went to go look for Elena Danner, and unfortunately, I went the wrong way. I went because they weren't clear beforehand exactly how the vendor and exhibition hall or the vendor area was set up. So I went to the left, should have gone to the right. I still made it to her shop in as like the third, probably the fourth. It had to have been at least the fourth person there, and she was still kind of unpacking, so she was a little slow working with us. But she was swamped the entire time. Every time I went by there was never less than 20 people in line waiting for her, which I thought was awesome. She's my favorite artist, and really cool, really awesome person. Super, super great to talk to there. I got to chat with her for a little bit while she was getting there, her area set up. So I got a few things from her, all related to this beautiful piece of artwork, which is my favorite. Got my signed playmat here, so that's pretty awesome. And then I also she only had a few of these left. I was able to get one of her artist proofs, which here, I'll take out of the deal. They are serialized, but I'm going to keep the number hidden just so people don't reproduce it for whatever reason if they tried to. So artist proof, autographed by her, which is really awesome. Very pristine and just super cool to have that. The artists only get a few of these for the cards that they make. She did have one of the foil ones left, but that was like very, very expensive, which makes sense because it was her last one. But I did not want to pay that much for that. So I got this, which is really neat. Definitely one of my favorite things that I got to do there, and I was so happy that I got to get in and see her right away there. So yeah, so that was, and then I also got a signed and numbered print from her, which I intend to get framed and put up in my gaming room here. Unfortunately, I just missed her. She had 3 canvas with like extra gold etching and stuff like that of the Jeweled Lotus that she brought specifically to the event. And unfortunately, like I said, I was about the 3rd person in lines, or the 4th person in line, so I just missed buying that. The first 3 people each got one. And then they had a couple others, but I wasn't motivated enough by by the other 2 that she had to really to get that, because the Jeweled Lotus is by far my favorite piece of artwork. So yeah, so that was day 1. And then I went and played a bunch of Commander. So, and then I watched the Command Zone live event. I watched the first one. They were going for like 7 straight hours with the 2 events and then some pre-con reveals in between. So I watched the first one and then went and did other stuff because I didn't want to just sit there for like 7 hours watching the Command Zone people, which it was cool, but that's a long time to be just sitting there. So day 2, first thing I went to do was try to get with a vendor because they were absolutely swamped day 1. Like there was no way you would have spent the entire day standing in line unless you went straight to a vendor first thing. So I did some walking around, did some price comparisons. My goal going to this event was to try to find my first unlimited Power 9 card, because I've been a Magic, if you've seen my other videos. I've been a Magic since the mid-90s, around the Ice Age block era there. So it was all the Power 9 was well known. We all knew what a Black Lotus was, what a Mox was, what Time Spiral, all that stuff. But none of us, especially as middle school kids, had access to any of those, and we certainly weren't playing with them. So. And over the years, I've just never had the opportunity really to get one, or never really moved in that direction. I've slowly started accumulating some reserve list cards, and that was kind of my goal. Was I knew at this event they would have a bunch. They'd have a variety of ones to get. If you haven't ever watched Wildcat MTG, highly recommend checking out his channel. He does awesome content, and he recently did a video about his experience at Command Fest Las Vegas at the beginning of the summer and how he was able to work his way up into a pristine time vault. So that kind of the original conversation, and then he was kind enough to chat with me a bit on Discord about that on on one of the channels there, prior to, like, well before, like after he had done it, but before we were getting close to Magic 30. So that kind of set my mind turning towards moving in that direction. So I'd been kind of squirreling away cards of value from the modern era, essentially, to be able to take to a vendor and hopefully work out a deal. Day two, beginning of day two, walked straight in, I looked at a few of the vendors. I was checking out the different Power 9, and then the one that had the largest selection that I saw of Unlimited specifically. And the reason why Rudy kind of turned me on to that one, they're obviously the cheapest of the Power 9 because Beta and Alpha are quite expensive. But two, when you consider the existence of the collectors and international collectors editions, and now the Magic 30 edition, Unlimited is the only white bordered Power 9 in existence. So it's a very exclusive set of cards. So that was another reason that was motivating me to do it. So while I was looking at them, they were talking to me, or some of the staff came over and were talking to me, and we were joking about Black Lotuses, and I was like, oh no, you'd really I'd have to get a very favorable trade to get a Black Lotus. So I did not bring that kind of value with me, worth the cards here. But they still hadn't really got a line yet. So I went over and talked with one of the guys, and then he's like, no, with your collection, go talk to our head guy, because he has the best knowledge about it, and he'll be able to give you the best, talk you through it the best there. So I immediately was able to get in with him, and over the course of about an hour or so, we worked through some of the mechanics of it there, and he showed me, the Power 9 Unlimited that they had available. And within the price range, they had some pretty good cards, some very good cards actually, in varying quality and condition. At the cheapest level, I could have very easily gotten one, maybe two damaged, some of the Moxen and stuff like that. Right a little bit above the area, the level that I was looking at, and I did bring my reserve list with me, so I could have potentially worked out a deal, and that was the intent. Was I didn't want to get rid of it, but I had it available in case I could talk myself into something even better. And he did, right above the range I was looking at, he did have a damaged Time Twister, Unlimited Time Twister. And I decided that I was going back and forth between that, and then he had the best quality one available was a light played Mox Emerald. So I was kind of going back and forth between that, and I ended up settling on the Mox Emerald. I made the vendor an offer, offered to throw some cash in, and I threw a Japanese Grim Monolith in that was in near mint condition, and he was willing to come down a little bit, and I did in fact wind up with a Mox Emerald, Unlimited tier. So it is in very, very good condition. It is light play for sure. You can see that you got a little bit of wear and tear on a couple of the corners, on the edging there, but the centering is really good. The white is very pristine. There's a couple little marks here and there, but overall, for the price that I got for it, I'm very happy. So this is my first Power 9, and I'm really excited that I'm able to say that. I didn't have a specific one that I was going in. I generally gravitate towards the blue and the black cards, but this was, like I said, in the best condition and the price range that I was looking at, and was able to work out a deal. So I do intend eventually to get this graded, and probably do an update on that at some point when that happens. But yep, very, very excited. So this is like the crown jewel of my event there, probably a little bit higher than the Jeweled Lotus Artist Proof, but both were very exciting. So I got that, and then went and played some Commander, and then we had the one event that I signed up for was a Double Masters 2022 sealed Grand Melee. So we got 6 packs. And I got to use the deck box for this. Got 6 packs of the Double Masters 2022 draft packs. and got to build a deck out of it to survive to play Grand Melee, which is a wild format. I talked about it a bit in my other video, so I'm not gonna go over it here. I had to Google it. Actually, I'd never even heard of the format before. So if you get a chance, check it out. It is pretty wild. You need quite a few people to get it to play. But yeah, so this is my deck. I'm only going to go through it just because there's some good cards here. Probably should have pulled those out beforehand. But I did get a couple of pretty good hits. A lot of my rares were not that great, but overall, it was enough that I was able to throw together a deck. Unfortunately, the format did not do me any favors, and I ended up getting 2 turns. My opponent next to me ended up getting 2 turns that was able to kill me. So one of the cards I got was Force of Negation, which was pretty awesome. And then the other one, which I actually, very first pack, first thing that I opened up, I got an Imperial Seal. So those 2 alone pretty much covered the cost of the entry for the event. It was $95 to play in it. So definitely got my money's worth out of the cards. The other rares, none of them were super valuable or exciting. But it was pretty cool. I didn't get any super crazy borderless. I don't think. See if I can find. I didn't really get any crazy foils. I think I have these broken up by color. So, yeah. So it was pretty cool. It was a fun little event. It was a nice break from Commander for an hour or two. And then as soon as I lost, took my tickets and went right back out and played some more Commander. So I got like Vexamundar, Sidisi, nothing. Judith, Tarkus Command, and I did get a Shadowborn Apostle. So yeah, and a bunch of Cryptic Spires, which actually I have never pulled because these were the first draft packs I've opened for Double Masters. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I've only really opened the Collector's Edition. So that was day 2. Apologies, that was Saturday, day 2. Day 3 came, and I decided to hit up the official store because we did get 10% off. And I hadn't really clued into it because I wasn't paying that much attention to it because I knew I would go over there at some point. But they actually had sealed product there, pretty good prices. The draft the Double Masters 2022 draft boxes were $280 with 10% off if you had one of the VIP passes. So I ended up picking up 2 of those because at that point, why not? And I also was able to get the other event one. So this is the one that the non-commander VIP packs got. It's based on one of the cards from Dominaria United. It also has the 30th logo, and it is still an Ultra Pro. So official merchandise. So I figured I might as well get it. It was like, I forget how much it was. I think it was like 20 or $30 or something like that. So I figured, you know what, I'm here. It's one of the event things. It is pretty artwork. Why not? So I picked that up, and I picked the 2 draft boxes up. At that point, I had 2,000 tickets from. I only got 400 from the sealed event that I did, but as part of the VIP pass, you also got access to an on-demand Commander event, which is basically you just go up to one of the staff that's running them, saying, "Hey, I want to do it." They put 4 of you together and give each of you 1,600 tickets, and that's it. So you basically just get 1,600 tickets to play a Commander game. So the prize wall had all sorts of stuff, bunch of sealed product, bunch of other things. 2,000 tickets can't get you too much. I could have got some regular packs, but I ended up just getting a single collector booster for Unfinity for the 2,000. Figure that if I do ever open this at some point, I'll be able to get, or I at least have a chance at like a Shockland or something. So figured that was better than getting like, I forget what other ones they had. They might have had like Dominaria and like Innistrad or something like that. So nothing too wild or crazy. And then at the very end, as I was walking around before I left, one of the employees was giving out these as thanks for showing up. So I got a free New Capenna draft booster. Woo! So that's pretty much it as far as like the physical stuff. I personally had a great time. I thought and this is my first Magic event, but I have gone to many large-scale Warhammer events, like the Las Vegas Open, the Nova, the Northern Virginia event that is in Northern Virginia, shockingly enough, right outside of DC there. The only one I haven't been to for Warhammer is Adepticon in Chicago. That's on the bucket list, but I do hit like the LVO very regularly, and I've been to lots of conventions, lots of grand tournaments, all that stuff. This event, for the size and considering it was around a single gaming or single game and was run by the company, I thought that it was done exceptionally well. The presentation was the quality of the presentation was very good. If you watch my video, the walk around, they just had like really cool artwork all over the place. The grand stage was awesome. The World Championship area was really cool. On day 3, I went over and watched the first round of the World Championship finals. Super cool. And I wasn't even like in the crowd there. I was just standing outside behind the production area there, and still was like really neat to see. The command zone was really nice. They had the tournament area pretty well set up. It was a little confusing initially, like what was going to happen, but it was all done through the companion app. So it basically, you pre-signed up for your event, and then when the time came when the organizers were ready, you just got a message saying show up at this table, and you went and found that table and you sat down, and that was pretty much it. The event organizers took it from there. My biggest complaints, like I talked about, were just the quality of how they packed up the swag stuff, and then the command zone access after hours. That part was kind of disappointing, just only because like we all paid to be able to play until midnight, but you were pretty much kept captive there too. If you wanted to continue to play, you couldn't leave. You still had access to bathrooms, but all the vendor, like food vendor that was in that area there, or near that area, closed down before 7 at like 6 or something like that. So you were pretty much on your own. But otherwise, it was awesome. I had a great time. I know there's a lot of negativity towards Wizards of the Coast right now, and I think some of that bled over into how the event has been reported by some folks. But generally speaking, the content creators that I've seen put stuff up for it, like Nikachu and MTG Bob, I know they just changed their name, but what Pure MTG or whatever it is, Pure Magic, they all were pretty positive about it, and I agree. I think it was great. I had a blast. I'd love to go to more of these events. I thought it was a lot of fun. I hope that they continue to do these, because it was really neat to get to just be in the presence of all of that. You're in an entire convention all full of people who enjoy the game like you do and want to have fun. You had very close proximity and access to a lot of the creators of Magic, the artists. They had a lot of major names in the artist pool there, and you might have to wait online for a while, but you could get in and see them, which was really cool. And then just access to that level of vendors. Like, I have never personally, like in person, been able to like stand there and look at a Black Lotus, and I got to look at probably like 20 to 30 of them, of the different varieties, which, I mean, granted it was over glass, so I wasn't asking them to hand them to me to like actually hold them or anything like that, because I had no intention of buying them, but it was still really cool. And then I was able to actually get a Power 9 card. So overall, I thought it was great. I really had a lot of fun. And if you didn't get a chance to go, I would say don't let the negativity of that's kind of surrounding Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro right now stop you or influence future decisions towards going to an event like this, because it was an experience. It was something that clearly they don't do a ton, especially with the Grand Prix gone for now. So like just getting to do something like that was super cool. I missed Command Fest. I hope that they do those again next year, because I'd love to go back to more of this stuff. Even if Wizards isn't the one putting them on, I still think it would be a lot of fun. So that's it for me. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or whatever, throw some comments down there. If you liked what you saw, please give me a like. If you want to see more of what's coming, throw a subscribe up there. I have new content coming out every week. Most of it's opening packs, but I am trying to do more content as well and eventually get into gameplay. I'm technically limited to that right now, but for that right now, I don't have the equipment necessary to film that. So But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. And it was really neat to get to do this. Even a week later, I'm still pretty pumped about having had this experience. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy this, and I will see you all next time. Thanks, and have a great day.